for allowing Emmanuel to return to work today. Emmanuel, good evening.
Hello, Seku. How you doing?
I'm great. It feels good to see you. Seeing you, I'm very grateful, and I want to say again to Allah, thank you. All we can say, thank you for all you continue to do for us during our difficult periods in our lives. To see you back yesterday was very lonely. On the show, can't see my co-pilot, and I was like,
And
"Where's Emmanuel?"
and someone says, Seku was on the show and saying, "Where is Emmanuel? What's happening, bro?
Yeah.
You have to get back on your feet."
So,
But it's good to be here today on this lovely Tuesday. I was down, but it's good to be back. And many thanks to all of you who normally listen to us, and of course pray for us as well, as we talk Liberia, as we, every day talk Liberia to help our country move forward. So that's it. Good to be back. At about this time, we will do our usual studio chat, and later on, 6:30, we will speak with our international correspondents. We go straight outside of Liberia to get news from outside, and our correspondents are always there to fill us in. On the flip side of that time, 8 o'clock, we will talk about, okay, 7, that's 7 to 8. Why am I running the time? 7 to 8, we will have our normal discourse about the Good Luck Hardware Center. We will update the public about some of the pieces of information we do have and future plans. So you keep listening to us. 8 o'clock, we will have in studio Daniel Sano. Daniel Sano comes from Opposition Liberty Party. The other time we hosted him here. He's agreed to join us on today and speak to some national political issues. So that's the lineup for you at about this time, straight up to 9 as usual. So Seku, that's it. I see you.
yeah, certainly, and we have a fascinating show that promises to be today. And we want to say thank you to all of our listeners and supporters that continue to support us in what we do. Even though we find it difficult in some of the things, we don't move freely. We don't have a free flow of the way others would do. But it is what we've chosen to do. So there's nothing wrong about it. Let me just give you this information. His Excellency President George Weah and the World Bank Regional Vice President for Western and Cultural Affairs, Mr. Usmani Dangana, will participate in some other activities on Wednesday, February 15. Will be our activities. You will have activities 1 by 10:30 to 12:30. They will have development sit visits. Meeting point will be, Painsville Ray Light. And so those of you maybe wanting to be part of it, you need to be there 10:15, before, whenever the president here arrives, that what's up, man? You don't have free flow. So on the next time, the presidential launch will take place from 12:30 p.m. to 1:30 p.m. at the Executive Mansion. And you have another activity where the president and the regional vice president will have closed door meeting from 2 to 2:45. So it's going to have 45 minutes. And they're going to take place at the Executive Mansion. And so the next one will be Debbie B. That's work interaction meeting with the president from 3 to 5 p.m. at the Executive Mansion, where you're gonna have, either some people will say Zoom or whatsoever, right? It depends on the system they're gonna be using. So the ministers, Ministry of Education, Ministry of Public Works, Ministry of Justice, Ministry of Transport, Ministry of Agriculture, Ministry of Health, Ministry of Education, and Ministry of Commerce, and the LEC were attend meeting and advised they are advised to be seated as early as 2:45 p.m. So the last but not the least, the ministers of the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning, the Minister of Foreign Affairs will host dinner for the vice president at the EJS Ministerial Complex, and that will start at around 7:30 p.m. So the cabinet members, I'm told, are expected to attend and be seated no later than 7:15. So that is it. We hope those of you concerned will be there just in time. There are lots of things we're going to talk about today, like my colleague said. We're going to take most of our time today again to continue to talk about Good Luck Hardware Center. Johnny Babani. Jitendra, that's his full name, Jitendra Babani. Someone said...
You really know the man.
Yeah.
I hope you're not from Lebanon.
No, No, he's an Indian
okay,
national.
not from...
It is Ali
from India.
Kobasti that is Lebanese.
Okay,
so let me tell you something before we come to this issue. There are lots of great things taking place under the National Transit Authority, headed by Mr. Habib Macaulay, from the local things. They are all institutions. They are all, some other challenges with government institutions. And NTS is of no exception. So on Monday, there will be the new outstation in River G. On Monday, that will be open. And then Fishtown, next week, you will have 3 counties benefiting now from MTA buses. It helps a lot, reduce the transportation fares for those of the people that cannot afford. So for those of you from the southeast, particularly those of you from River G, Fishtown, next week, get it right on Monday. You will have the NTA new outstation being open in that area. And then you have Lofa, Nimba, Bong will follow. And then the NTA is about to, overhaul entire fleets that will be able to go for 4 years. So you see, it's a system, and they try to put it together. I want to say thank you to the entire folks there at NTA. And so the instruction given by Tata is to overhaul the buses every 4 years to expand the lifespan. So they will be going through that. There are some challenges with NTA, but there are other progress like we've announced for those of you in that part of the country where have the benefit of NTA coming to some of the areas. We want to say thank you to Habib Macaulay, for a good job you're doing there. We know there are challenges in terms of resources and everything, but you've got to continue to manage with the little you can, to have what you need to deliver for the people of Liberia. Yes, we know what you've been going through. That not everyone will be in a society or in an institution who like. So at times you will listen to some negative things, but when you take your time to get into it and know what's happening there, you will want to say Habib is really doing things beyond his own control to have that institution of government functioning well. We want to say thank you and hope you can continue to do your best. Folks, on this issue, yesterday we said this about this company called Zacon. Let me call the full name because I will tell you certain interesting news. I want to have people, I don't know, and this is what I said, sometimes they think that some of us are like the regular journalists they can deal with. So this company by the name of Zacon Industrials Engineering Incorporated. Yesterday we said they've been fined by the Liberia Revenue Authority to pay something around 54,000 plus
USD. Okay.
for bringing in goods that they declare or inform relevant government institutions that it is intended to do construction, but instead they use it for something different. But the documents in our possession shows that they did not do what they should have done. Here is the article of incorporation in our possession of Zacon Industrials Engineering Company. On today, fellow Liberians, I received a call from Mr. Ali Hassan Fouani. Mr. Ali Hassan Fouani. And this is exactly what he said to me. You call, I say I'm not the owner of the company. You pull my name on the radio, and in fact, I will sue you. And why you have to put my name? In fact, that company not for me. I finished giving the company out. In fact, all the money they gave, we did bank transactions and everything. I have the records and everything. The company is not for me, and all kinds of blah 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 blah. So during our conversation, he felt by saying he will sue me could be a means to intimidate me. Let me say this to Mr. Ali Hassan Fouani. Before I decided to take on, or we decided I, my colleague, to take on this venture, we knew within ourselves that all these kinds of tactics will come up. We are not above the laws of Liberia. We will not use this platform to come and make false or give false information about people, but we will stand by what we report. If Ali, I will not tell you, and you say you want to go sue, I will use your own document to beat you in court. I can say this thing, and we want you people to do it. Challenge us one day, sue us, and see whether when we sit on the radio, what we're saying, we can just say them because we want to say them. That tactic you can be using, you say we'll go sue you. Go and give your money to a lawyer to sue us. If we don't beat you in court, then anything we say on the radio is not true. Now, you know what the guy has done? He said, and I mean get a company. In fact, I get a company to different person. Yes, it's true. We have the article of incorporation here, and we have the amendment article of incorporation in our possession. What did we do as journalists? Maybe he know. Let me remind you, Ali Hassan Fouani, if you're listening, I know you're listening. This document from LRA, they made it very clear and simple. The man you made as the manager for the company, right? Robert H. Payne Jr., his number is on this document. So maybe you know, let me tell you. I called him first before I could call you Ali. And he said to me, he called your name. He said, you the owner. So I want you to challenge me. And listen, how can you tell me, say, you're not the owner, but on the certificate of the business registration, the ownership is Lebanese. So are you saying to us the former Unity Party chairman is a Lebanese? Amin Moda? I wonder, Ali, if he said we can't say that here, we just be talking because one talk. Something wrong with you, eh? You're in the country, listen, let me tell you something. We will leave all the other issues happening in our country. We'll focus on you people activities in Liberia. And we'll expose the foreigners We expose you. And
The bad ones.
Yeah, the bad ones. We're not saying every one of you are bad. There are some good Lebanese. There are some good Indians. There are other good foreign nationals in our country. They are respecters of our laws of our country. But there are some of you that are very wicked. And you don't want to do what is right. Even though you know that by doing what you're doing is wrong, but you choose to do them. And you think that we will sit here and be afraid of you. You will go show to the court the ownership of this document where it says certificate of business registration, your whatsoever, the time it was formed and everything, all what you needed to do and all of that in our possession here. You get your taxpayer identification number on it. You get your business registration number on it. Go. Yeah. Then, the owner say Lebanese, so you want to tell me Modara Lebanese? So Unity
So
Party.
a Lebanese man can come to Liberia and become the chairman of a political party.
I want to say, guy, he said, I want labor in talking to Ali. I will beat you 100 times when you go to court, and I challenge you. You're not meant to go to court. I challenge you, go to court. I will beat you 100 times. And now you're giving me reasons to focus on your activities in Liberia. I will beat you 100 times and use the television. We own the television. Use the video as your evidence in court. Use it. I will beat you 100 times. Then you can't start telling me, say, I know who get a company, but I will not tell you who get a company. Oh, also because you put Ami Moda, you think that if I tell you the whole tray of what you guys saying, anything you open your mouth, that whole level you use on the whole thing, but go sue us. So I just want to inform you, Liberians, Ali Hassan Fouani said, because we say he's associated with Zacon, the company that has been fined by LRA and has since refused to pay the money. It is alleged. We don't have facts for this. It is alleged out of that 50-something thousand he needed to pay, he paid some to Kwasa people and they let it be. I don't have facts about that. It is what it is alleged.
But all of these could come out during investigation.
Very good.
Or maybe were he to take us to court.
So, but what I know of is he's been fined by LRA, and I challenge him. You know what I would do? I would take my time on Ali Hassan Fouani, and I will bring out information about him. Yes. He should pray God that he should not be in all kinds of dirty things. So if he's into it, I will expose him because I want him to sue me. I want him to sue me. Oh, I'm not above the law. Emmanuel is not above the law. We are not above the laws of our country. This is a country of law. And it's not because we said on the radio we should come and use the platform to do things that is wrong. So we are appealing to you, Ali Hassan Fouani, please go and sue us. If it is a bad thing to call you to ask you about your own company, which according to you, you sold the company out, but the ownership still remains as Lebanese. So how come it is? What's happening? And in fact, this document here, it is just a recent document, 2022, that it got renewed. Let me call you the time they just renewed this certificate. Date of issue, issuance, the 21 July 2022. So meaning this thing here, that you say your day amendment, right? Mm-hmm. So it should have been reflected on this document to change the ownership because you are no longer the owner. So the ownership should change. So you want to tell me, say, Ami Modala Lebanese? I don't want to waste my time on Ami Modala, Unity Party former chairman. So you want to tell me, on what politicize now, so that what Unity Party can do? Unity Party chairman, former chairman, can't pay government money. Is this the country they want to run? Is this the country, Modala they want to run, that they want to come in? Oh, but yes, we need to say it.
But I don't think, per what we have here, I don't think Modala should be questioned because the ownership is clear. The man who owns the business name is, inscribed
Man.
on the document.
The man said, Nana ain't get
So-
it. We agree, Nana, you get it now.
So if he's hurt, if he gets injured or hurt by what we say, he can go to court and use whatever documents he
has.
Yes, to to prove that he's right and we're wrong.
Yeah.
But let's make a quick effort shortly. We will now go to. You have another thing, quick?
No. So the other thing we have here, fellow Liberians, we continue to tell you about the threat to our lives. So all now is in place. We can authoritatively say this to you, Liberians, that all now is in place. Today we did not receive a call from the police. I just want you people to know, since we wrote the police, we wrote the Inspector General of Police, Patrick Suru, we have not received a call from the police about the terroristic threat on our life. We will remain steadfast.
You added the politicians. We remain resolute.
And we stand by our pronouncement that on Thursday, we will come out in our numbers. And let me tell you what we're going to be doing Thursday. Thursday early morning, let me say this to those of you that support us. If you are coming with the intention to come and cause problem, please don't come. We are not coming to cause problem. We're not coming to protest. No. We're coming to have a peaceful walk to the police headquarters and to the national legislature. We want to prove to them that we don't just speak because we want to speak. We want to present to them pieces of evidence about the actions of good luck Highway Senator Johnny Babani, his criminal act of defrauding the government of Liberia. They may just put continuous act, and you know what they continue, what they name? Man, the POP things there, everything. How they just put. We leave with that one. Yeah, we're not talking about that one. We leave. Anything you do in Liberia, we know. You understand me? So on Thursday, we will peacefully, please, I'm saying this to Liberians, do not come with the mindset that we're coming to do protest. We are not protesting. We are having a peaceful march to the police headquarters to go and remind the police and also tell them that our life has been threatened. Maybe they're not here, maybe they not receive our letter yet. Maybe the letter still walking to reach to the Inspector General office. The letter is at the Liberia National Police Headquarters, but maybe it walking to reach there. So on Thursday, we will go to the Inspector General of Police, and he's under. Let me say this to my own good friend, Patrick Suru. You are under obligation to listen to us, and you are under obligation to do what is right. We will not beg you. You are under obligation. You are there to protect lives and property. Patrick Suru, Inspector General of Police, you are under obligation. And you will be there. And you will need to listen to us. We will not beg you. We will be there on Thursday morning. And you will need to listen to us. And you will need to provide the security for us. We will not beg you. And this thing has got to stop. We've started writing off the wordings on our placards to show to the world. On Thursday morning, we've been told that there will be some international journalists that will provide coverage for us. So let the world know that one Ali Kobasi, the owner of BMC, has threatened the life of a Liberian journalist that was just performing his journalistic duty. You get Johnny Babani, all he does, he defrauds the government of Liberia. And Ali doesn't want us to talk about it. So today we'll take 1 hour again to talk about Johnny Babani defrauding government of Liberia. Yesterday we talked about one of the issues where he defrauded government of Liberia 100,000+ on just a continue. And we'll tell you some things today. So on Thursday, fellow Liberians, please come up in your numbers. Come on Capitol Bypass. Voice of Liberia is located on Capitol Bypass. Make your way. Show your love for what you like. We don't have money. We don't have money. We are not going to give anyone money. I'm saying this. We are not going to give anyone money. We don't have money.
We are not a political party.
We are not a political party. No one should come here with T-shirts of any political parties on them. We're going to have our own securities. No one should stop at BMC store. No. We are law-abiding people. We cannot take the laws in our hands. In as much as you believe in us, we are law-abiding people. We need to do what the law calls for. Do not insult Ali. No one should call Ali and say any threatening thing to Ali. Ali has the right to live in Liberia, but he's not above the law to threaten the life of a Liberian journalist. And we remain firm. Even though he said he doesn't care, we should remain to talk about him. He's more popular. We will see what the government does. If the government will say that they can no longer protect her citizens because of one Ali, on Thursday we will know when Liberians will come out in their numbers. And we'll have a peaceful march from here to the headquarters of the Liberia National Police. And I will communicate with the Inspector General on tomorrow's night. And he needs to wait for us on Thursday morning. He's the people's leader. He serves us through the police. And he's under obligation to protect us, to provide us security. So we will not beg them for it. And they will do it. And we will come out. We're not coming to protest. We're not coming to bring government down. We're not coming to protest against government. But what we are about to do is going to have a peaceful march to walk to the police headquarters to at least tell them that someone wants to take the life of a Liberian journalist, and the only crime the Liberian journalist committed was to get the side of another person that is allegedly defrauding the government of Liberia. Yes. So on Thursday, fellow Liberians, early in the morning, be here as early as 7. Make your way. We are located right on Capitol Bypass. Thursday morning, we need to see you out. Let's make the world to understand that this country should be a country of law, not a country of men that people will threaten and no one seems to say anything or do anything about it. Journalists are not slaves. It is nothing wrong to be a journalist or to be an investigative journalist. We've committed no crimes. If anybody you think what we say about you is not the truth, you could use the easy means to make us to subject ourselves to questioning so we can provide whatsoever we've got to say or we've said about you. But you can go to threaten us and you think we'll sit here and allow that to happen? No, we will not do it. Thursday, you need to come out. Thursday, you need to come out in your numbers. Liberians that believe in us. We're taking few calls, then we go to the international desk. 0770. We want to know how prepared you are, fellow Liberians, for Thursday. Thursday, you need to come up. This need to stop. Liberians are not slaves in the hands of foreigners in this country. 0770 907 907 0770 907 907 0880 907 907 0880 907 907. We need to come up in our numbers. This person here. Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening. Let's hear you.
This is Samuel from Ghana. Sekou, we know you for advocating. We'll be with you. We're going to stand with you. And then not only the funny guy, but there are a lot of
My man, the information I get on the Lebanese and Indians, right?
You on that day. It is not against government. We're going to do it.
Yes, this is not against government. You're right. Thank you. We're not protesting against government. No, we're not protesting. We're going there to go complain what has happened. Let's take another person. We're just going to take a few calls. Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now the war will protest. If for freedom, I don't call it necessary.
Hello?
Hello, Kego.
Yeah, go ahead. Let's hear you.
Yeah, I'm Connor.
Yes, go ahead.
I want you to take this easy. You know, we are in a very critical era. The election is approaching before people interpret it different.
So that's the reason why we are having a peaceful march.
Listen to me.
Go ahead, sir.
I want you to approach it in a different manner. Single-handedly approach this issue. People coming in the street tomorrow, I pray to God that you should be able to control the crowd. All people coming with different motives. If you go a level here, you also will be held responsible.
It will not go anything go log ahead.
We pray to God for that.
Inshallah. It won't go longer ahead.
Inshallah. I'm your brother Manji Kone speaking.
Okay, thank you. It will not go longer ahead. We're not protesting. We're having a peaceful march. Hello, go ahead.
Yeah, my name is Muhammad Kane. I'll be there with you Thursday.
Inshallah. Okay, we'll be waiting on you to see you. Hello. Good evening. Okay, we take another person from this line here. We're getting ready to go to the international decks. Hello.
Yeah, good evening.
Yeah, good evening. Let's hear you.
My name is Prince Julius. For the meeting, we are going to see all the people. You know, people, instead of this thing, we will make sure we set out on Thursday morning to take our peaceful march to the police, to the Liberia National Police Airport to work because they refuse to take action. Let us go there in a peaceful manner to go and get informed. Maybe they don't need a form of verification or they need
Thank you very much. We do appreciate. We're going to go shortly to the international decks. The calls are many coming in. Hello, you just need to move from your monitor, please. Let me take another person here. Hello.
Hello, Sekou.
Yeah, good evening. Let's hear you.
Yeah, my brother. Nobody will take you serious in the country here. Nobody.
Hello.
Yeah, go after
Oh no, that man was saying something. I wanted him to say something, but he left the line. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, good evening, brother Sekou.
Good evening. Go ahead. Let's hear you.
Yeah, thank you. It's good that I am self-employed. Nobody's going to tell me, say, when you come to work that day, you start. I will pack my thing because I know it for the right purpose and will be there live. That is the same way you start on your platform and you make us to gather together for the loser self or rally. We will be there live. Let's not continue to happy to our country that day. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let me take this person here. Hello.
Hello, Sekou.
Good evening. Let's hear you.
Okay, thank you very much for the step you are taking. I thought they step by this time you would have sued this man who threatened your life instead of wasting your time to go to the police station.
No, listen, you know what? You know what we're doing?
I think you are taking him to court.
Listen now, you know what we're doing? We're going to the police, right? We'll follow the law. Then we'll go to the lawmakers.
Okay.
And go present to the lawmakers and also inform them. We have other steps to take. But you got to start from somewhere.
Okay.
Okay, the last person, then you go to the international decks. Hello?
Yeah, hello.
Good evening, go ahead.
Let me tell you something. You see, you put the police. When they put that public crowd to come to the police headquarters, the police will never go to there and say, you are bringing case to me to talk. But because of their own self-behavior, they're going to run to police station. So I think no need for to blame the Inspector General Peter Sulu.
The man's name is Patrick Sulu, not Peter Sulu.
Yeah, Patrick Sulu.
Yeah, Inspector General Patrick Sulu. Put the main title there.
I think no need for them to bring complaint. Why you want to solve your own problem?
And my man, we don't want to take the laws in our hands, man. You can't encourage that one. We can't do it. We can't take the laws in our hands. Use the system he has the means.
Yes, sir.
So we're going to go to the international decks. We'll come back. We'll talk about Good Luck Hardware Center.
Plenty talk. Okay, so many thanks for listening and your participation as well on issues of today, right here on Voice of Liberia, 104.1 with Sekou and Emmanuel up to 9 this evening. We are here as usual. So, okay, now Lesotho's textiles sector is deteriorating with at least 10,000 job losses in January. The Lesotho National Development Corporation today warned more job losses are looming in the sector as the textiles industry is dependent on others, which often fell victim to bad economic cycles like the COVID-19 virus. Well, on the line is Mokhili Poloko Mokhili from Lesotho. There are possible jobs cuts looming in Lesotho. What is the investment corporation body saying about this?
Thank you very much. The corporation body has released a statement that it is trying by all means to hook up with investors that can come in Lesotho so that the job cuts cannot increase. This is because the government itself is already not able to employ a lot of large staff members. So they are planning on bringing new investors. As we speak now, we had a delegation from the South Korea country, which had talks with the Minister of Trade and Industry to see how the country can invest in Lesotho.
What is the estimated number of people hired by the textile sector?
According to figures released by the central bank late last year, in its annual report, it stated that the textile sector in Lesotho employs close to 45,000 people, who most of them are breadwinners in their families.
So finally, what are the workers' unions in Lesotho saying about this?
A lot of people are worried, especially the trade unions or workers' unions, because a lot of workers are likely to suffer because of this. So they are trying by all means to engage with government in talks to see how the solution can be reached. But they are also, what we can see is that they are also worried and running out of options they don't know what to tell the employees, because they are also worried, or supporters of the union.
Thank you so much for speaking with us, Mokhili from Lesotho.
Thank you very much.
Well, our correspondent there filling us in from Lesotho, the textile sector. This is global economic problem we're discussing. We're now trying to go outside of Lesotho to speak with our next correspondent this evening on issues of today, right here on Voice of Liberia 104.1. Okay, let's now cross over to the Gambia, where we are getting this information that says the leader of Gambia's main opposition party, Usianu Dabo, has warned President Adama Barrow, that any attempt to establish a commission of inquiry to seek an injunction against the UDP mayors and chairpersons will be met with strong resistance. Now on the line is Amadou Kante. Amadou, welcome. Why do you think the UDP leader is directing his comments to the president?
Thank you very much, Sari, for having me once again. Well, I think the United Democratic Party leader, Usainu Dabo, is directing his comments to the president for the simple fact that he might be worried that if the president is to initiate any commission inquiry to look into the dealings of the council leadership or the local government councils that have been manned by members of his own party, because most of the councils here, over 90% of the council have been under the responsibility of the United Democratic Party members. So he said this: if the president does anything like that, it seems it would be a witch hunting against the UDP mayors and chairmen. So as a party, they would not sit back and look the president to initiate any sort of a move or commission to, probe into the dealings of these, council leadership, despite, as I reported sometime last week, that there were so much concerns when they presented their financial statement before the National Assembly Public Accounts Committee, FPAC. So I think Senator Tabo might have not been, really, he might have been concerned rather with the president's reported or rumored that the government might initiate a commission to look into the dealings of these councils.
Has there been any response formally from the office of the president or someone close to him?
Apparently not yet. There isn't any reaction as of now, but I can tell you hopefully before the end of the day or towards tomorrow, the government or the president close associates will respond to the UDP leader. That I can tell you, because it was not long ago that when these council chairmen and mayors were present at the National Assembly, immediately after some of these dealings were reported by the media, some of the members of the President Barrow's party, rather, as the NPP, reacted and said, this was the main reason why they are ready this time to take the councils from the UDP people or members, because they have not been responsible and they have not been doing what is expected. So now that the elections are coming, the NPP will do the needful to make sure that they will unseat the UDP chairman and the mayor. So this have not gone down well with the UDP. Okay. So they have also reacted since then, saying they are also ready for any battle and they will do whatever possibly they can to make sure they retain their seats. So interesting times ahead, but I know we will for surely get a response from the presidency.
Well, as a journalist in the Gambia, do you think the government will end up setting a commission to probe into the council's reported financial dealings? Do you think so?
Well, that might be a difficult one to give any certain response as to whether the government will, at the end of the day, sort of a commission of inquiry to look into these dealings. But what I can tell you that since Barrow, took the leadership of this country in 2017 or became a president, he have initiated several commissions to look into different issues in this country. But what have relatively happened, or the Gambians people have been asking, most of the time these commissions would not perform, or if the recommendations that have been presented to him by the commissions would not be implemented as expected or as the public may want. So, and it's not a surprise that many are not, hoping that even if the president initiate a commission, something essential or concrete would come out from it, because he have initiated commissions before. So something substantial came out from it. So and in the central government, there were some also reported corruption in some cases, and the government set up a commission. Recommendations were made, and people were hoping for actions to be taken, but there wasn't anything until as of now. So again, if the president or the government is trying to come up with a commission at this moment in time, we'll just wait and see. But I don't think it will yield anything out positive for the Gambian people. So we will wait and see what's going to happen in the next coming days or weeks ahead.
Thank you so much for your usual reportage from the Gambia, Amadou.
Thank you, Segu. It was always a pleasure for having me.
Okay, Amadou Kanti is our correspondent from Banjul, the Gambia, speaking with us from that part of Africa. Well, we will try to connect our final correspondent this evening on the show before we can transition this discussion or our international decks. Many thanks for joining us this evening. John, health authorities in Sierra Leone say the HIV prevalence rate among sex workers is a cause of concern. They made this disclosure in an ongoing 4-day commemoration of World Condom Day. So with us on the line, like we said, is our correspondent from Sierra Leone, John. John with you. John, thanks for joining us. Hello, John.
Hello, Emmanuel. Thanks for having me on the show.
What is this news we are getting from Sierra Leone regarding HIV prevalence rate?
Yes, indeed. This is a very worrying situation because even if your indices rate is 1%, it is still worrying for your population, knowing that the transmission rate probably when it comes to contact tracing and all is in a form of secrecy. As we all know, the issue of HIV, it's most time is secrecy. Many of
Hello, John. Oh, my word. Trying to reconnect this evening. We can try to get him. We will try to reconnect John on the program. Well, that's technology to tell us about the prevalence rate of HIV in Sierra Leone. Well, you are listening to Issues of Today on Voice of Liberia. Okay, back on the line is John. John, can you get me?
Yes, I can get you clearly.
Okay, please go ahead. You were saying something.
Yes, this is a worrying situation because even if your indices shows 1%, it is still worrying for population knowing that the transmission chain is ongoing. We know many a times the carriers of the HIV virus are in good health because they take their antiretroviral drugs, but you have some who do not take their drugs, but yet they are carriers of the virus. So this is a worrying situation knowing that our prevalence rate is high.
What is the prevalence rate so far?
So far, prevalence rate is 11.8% in Sierra Leone. 11.8%. But this will interest you, Emmanuel. When it comes to transgender, it is 4.2%.
Okay.
People who use drugs, who are drug injectors, 4.2% again. Men who have sex with men, that we call gays, we have 3.4%. And people in correctional facilities, it is 3.2%. So as you can see within these indices, this is worrying within our population.
Did capture the population type that the prevalence rate is among?
Exactly so. As you would expect, Emmanuel, this is among young people between the ages of 15 to 35 years, which in fact is our youth age bracket. You know, young people are actively into sex. And again, within our society, the gays and the lesbians, even though our society do not recognize them as per our rights and culture, but what we do not shy away is that they exist in our society. And even the last report that came out says that the prevalence rate between men and women is even higher than the national prevalence rate.
What are health authorities, those clothed with the authority to, address this concern? What are they doing to address this and protect the population, the rest of the population?
So one thing they have been doing is ensuring that they encourage people, especially those who already have the HIV, to take their antiretroviral drugs. They've also been doing a lot of sensitization and engagement. For instance, now they have a 4-day engagement going on with regard to World Condom Day. And remember, we have a target by 2030 to end AIDS as a public health threat. So Sierra Leone is also among the countries working towards this, as this is part of our medium-term national development plan to see that we put an end to the virus, but more so to raise awareness about the virus and for people to protect themselves.
Thank you so much, John. Anything you want to add up before we can go?
Definitely not.
Thank you. Well, that's it. Well, talking about the prevalence rate of HIV and AIDS, or HIV in Sierra Leone. Hope that authorities can address that problem very shortly. You're listening to Issues of Today on Voice of Liberia. We take this a very short break, trying to search for something, but I can't get it. I hope to get it. That's why you see me just turning. But yes, we will get it. It's good to always be on this radio, talking Liberia. We will take one or two calls and transition, like I said, 0770 907 907 0880 907 907. At 8 o'clock, we will have in studio Daniel Sando. Hope he joins us to talk about the happenings, the political news in Liberia, and he will be explaining to us as well, or informing the public the preparedness of the opposition community, most especially the Liberty Party, as we go closer to elections. 0770 907 907 0880 907 907. Before we started speaking with our international correspondents, you were, sharing with us your thoughts, whether we can go and peacefully assemble. Hello? I lost you. You can call back. Whether we can peacefully assemble or you stand against it, tell us. We will give you the opportunity. 0770 907 907. Let's take our very first caller on the line. Hello? What's happening? I hope I'm not getting this wrong, but I know the line is on. Can you get me the theme song from this side or so? Well, 0770 907 907 0880 907 907. If you get it, let's just play from your side. Let me settle something from my end here, and we can quickly come back after that short break on the program Issues of Today. Are we set with that?
It's a good issue for better discussion. Sekou Sherry coming to talk.
Liberia, listen to the voice of Liberia. It is time to talk. Bringing sense to the issue for better discussion. Sekou Sherry coming to talk.
Sekou Sherry say, Liberia, listen to the voice of Liberia. It is time to talk. Bringing sense to the issue for better discussion.
Sekou Sherry
coming to talk.
Liberia, listen to the voice of Liberia. It is time to talk. Bringing sense to the issue for better discussion. Sekou Sherry coming to talk.
Sekou Sherry say, Liberia, listen to the voice of Liberia.
Welcome back and thanks for rejoining us. Sekou just joined me. Sekou?
Yeah, thank you. I was trying to, looking through some other documents. And, okay, folks, you listen to the international correspondence. We want to say thank you. But let's move on, like we said, about Good Luck Hardware Center. We said this, and we continue to say it. On yesterday, we said to you about what Good Luck Hardware Center Johnny Babani, his real name is Jitendra Babandi, what he usually do at the free port of Monrovia, invading taxes, defrauding the government of Liberia through their means. Yesterday we said everything that we talked about yesterday, we will not repeat them today. But for those of you that didn't listen, we will brush on them as we move on to something new. We have more than 300 plus, not just information, but document about containers being brought in Liberia, goods by Johnny Babani. And part of some of the documents, it is glaring that he allegedly defrauded the government of Liberia for needed taxes. Honor declare some of the items. In fact, one of the things that Johnny Babani did, he has a company. It is not owned by him, but he usually purchases from said company most of his goods. And that company is in China. I tell you, say, we dig beyond Johnny, you think so we're making fun? If the government allow Johnny to go free, then I know that they're not serious to fight corruption, or they are not serious to apprehend people that are involved into broad day stealing. This company by the name of LKL.K International Limited, on his document, he mentioned that they're from China, Guangzhou in China. This company, right? Honestly, it is the company that Johnny usually purchases almost most of his goods from. Johnny Babani from Good Luck Hardware Center usually purchases these goods, most of his goods from China. Listen to the smart game he has played. Because he usually purchases most of his goods from LK International Limited. He uses this company now. He produces his own invoice or packing list here in Liberia to attach it to other goods that he brings in a country and makes it to look like as if to say, it is this company that is supplying him whatsoever he is bringing. I want for Johnny to say that everything we say here, we get the fights. So, on the issue about the television, this company is not involved into anything about television though. This company got nothing to do with it. So he purchased the television from a different company. Then he declares it as if to say it was purchased from this company, and he made his own invoice and everything to that document that went to the extent to defraud the government of Liberia. Now, this company, for those of you, if you go on the website, it is in China. And when you go to the website, you see what it say? Easy access to trade data. You got a U.S. Customs records organized by the company and the things they supply, right? You see it? So, where they can supply what? Ladies' dress, ladies' blouse. They are the things, baby, jeans, and all these things, they supply them. But they do not supply anything like TV. But Johnny Babani, can you believe this, that Johnny Babani is also bringing in the country DK? Oh, yes. That's how this guy has gotten a break to the extent he brings in DK. That business should be for Liberians. The liberalization law. However, Johnny Babani or any bring in DK, what business will Liberians do for themselves? So this company, you know, that's why I say, Johnny now knows saying DK more holds for himself. Their company that he placed on this thing, we've investigated that this company sells DK. So the DK that Johnny Babani brings in the country, he buys them from this company. But this company that he mentioned on the television thing is not involved into selling TV though. No, they can't sell TV. They can sell DK. Hey, God. You see? You see how life looking? You see how life looking? Hmm? Hmm? So, the people are clear. And the people, they made the thing very easy on their website. When you go there, the top HS codes, they have all on their website. They get a shipping address. They got a consigning name. They got a consigning address. All these things you can find it. So let me compare them with what they may place here on the document. They say LK International Limited. LK International Limited is the same thing he has here. There's a 301 came on building. Then you get the people got different thing here. They got different thing here. Bro, people got different thing here for the address. Oh, I know how man Johnny Babani. And you see it. So you see the people. Sample bill of lending, right? You get the shipment records available. Where you want to know everything, you go to the website, you see shipper name. And you see the same thing here. LK International Limited. What on the website? That's the same thing. LK International Limited, right? Okay, so they address what they put here. They say 301 came old building, blah, 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 Old Road Central, Hong Kong. What do people get? That's it. They got different things though. Yeah.
Sales flow. What's that?
My man, are the people there? Ain't see it? You see the people? So now let's come up here. Let's come back to what the people got on their own website. It's what the man said that can supply the ego. They make him go buy DK. The man selling DK and all. Hey, my country. Hey, my country. My country, Liberia. What will Liberian do? What business Liberian will do? What business Liberian will do? They want me into all the other different businesses. So their company here, the company exists. It is a real company, but the company now selling TV. Honor declaring and lying on an oath or maybe lying in a process is a crime. That this man should be fined for it. But let me tell you this. The man is bringing in the country. He's bringing DK. The DK babes, he bring them in the country. And then he arranged himself. This man, let me explain this story to you today. Fellow Liberians, Johnny Babani by now should be arrested for all he continues to do against our country. There's this business by the name of a Central Industries. I'm going to take my time tonight. I will read you the entire article of incorporation of this business, and I'll give you the historicity of it. And you got to know what this man has continued to do it again. So the business is here. And he said, I think he did it on the 24th day of March, AD 2026. The parties to the attached documents, it continues here. He did it. It says, article of partnership agreement. This partnership agreement made and entered into this day of March, AD 2016, by and between Jitendra Babandi, party of the first part, Denit Pojira, party to the second part, all of Claratown, Bourgeois Island, City of Monrovia, Montserrat County, Republic of Liberia, and 6 Flow, Wabdin Place, 404 Watmain Street, Central Hong Kong. So you see, listen, we just talk about something on this other document where the man said, I don't know what, in Central Hong Kong, right? So, his partner, that they will do this thing and make it to look like this is the company that's supplying. In fact, this company exists, but they got it in China. By conflicting it in a way that it confuses you. So this person address is what on this LK International Limited. Hong Kong, respectively referred to as a parties hereby witnessed. Article 1. We'll take our time, we'll read the whole article here, then we explain to you all the story. We have more than 300 plus cases on Johnny Babani. This aforesaid parties, above named, have agreed to become partners in, and by these persons do agree to the partners together in a business named and styles as Central Industries. Article 11. The general nature of the business to be transacted and carried out by the partners is to engage in any lawful act or activities for which a partnership may now or hereafter be organized, including but not limited to the followings. 1. To engage into the manufacturing of other fabricated material, produce or products like nails. I want you to listen, like nails. This document was done during Ellen's, the latter regime of Ellen. And this document, to be honest, when they did it, they made the government at the time to know that they wanted to do investment in Liberia. Now, I will read all. They said they will open new factory what in order to be doing. So when you come to the government and you tell them that you want to do investment, then the government can give you investment incentives because you are investing in the country and it creates more jobs. But investment incentive lasts for how many years? 5 years. Okay. So let me read it to you. I will explain you all the story one. Tell you about the other thing the man doing. To engage into the manufacture of other fabricated metal products like nails, pails, canes, jams, buckets, boxes, manufacture of tins and cans for food products, collapsible toms and boxes, metallics, closures, mental cable, planted bands, and similar articles, uninstalled mental cable or inserted cable, not capable of being used as a conductor of electricity. Articles made of wire, barbed wire, wire facing grill, netting, clothes, etc. Manufacturer of products, screen machine, products, blots, screens, nuts, and similar thread products, springs, except watch springs, lift springs, halcor springs, horizon bar springs, leads, for springs. That are the things they name here. All these things that they're supposed to do. So they name all they're supposed to do. Number 2, to engage into importation and sales of building materials and electrical appliances. To engage into any meaningful commercial activities within the commerce of Liberia. To organize subsidiary branches. To participate in shareholdings of any other company or blah, 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 blah. Then you go there. All the things. Then it comes to the number of shareholders, the capital stock of the partners, and the blah, 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 blah. You get Jitendra Babani, his full name, Johnny Babani has 50% share. You got Danich Pujara, 50% share. Let me see how much the people open the thing with. They say, the accounts of the partnership shall be closed as of the 30th day of December each year, and as of that date, a balance sheet shall be prepared clearly showing the assets and liabilities suffered during proceeding, blah, 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 blah. I want to go to where, because in the article incorporation, I can tell you how much the people starting a business with. The partnership hereby formed shall constitute its folds, particularly or unless soon not terminated by the, I want to go to the money era, unless it terminates the other one employed. The place of business of the partnership shall be at JJY, Garnersville, Somalia Drive, Monrovia, Montserrat County, Republic of Liberia, and other places of operation shall be blah, 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 blah. And the guy say the partnership shall maintain a book of account. I want to get the place where they include the MA. No partner shall compound, release, blah, blah, blah. The employment of office staff and other personnel by partners, including salaries to be paid and therefore and beneficiaries be received. None of the partners, I want to go to the article that talk about the amount of money, and, because I can tell you how much, the amount and everything. I'm trying to figure it out here to know how much they really they disclose. In fact, they did not even include it. I'm not seeing it in the document. Right? So like I said, folks, they opened this company in 2016. Now you listen, that's not something that I come and say, where they so intend to open a what? Factory in JJY, Somalia Drive. With the sole intent to do what? To to produce nail, to do other things. So they now say that place that business shop they were opening to go buy nails also to bring in nail. So production place. So when they did this 2016, they received legally, Johnny Babani then received legally from the government of Liberia through the National Investment Commission, because any investment incentive should get breath from the National Investment Commission. What happens? You will need to submit your plans, all your records, what you want to do, everything to the National Investment Commission. Then the National Investment Commission will go through it and see it and know whether you have the capacity. If you can, a full set amount of money that you mentioned, and in terms of salaries and all these things, they will scrutinize it.
Stating your bank account.
And doing all the findings. Then before, when you meet the standards, then they tell you, say, we can give it to you. Then they will give you what they will do, they will do it and write the Ministry of Finance and relevant government institutions that are to sign and let them know that you've met the standard of said investment incentives and requesting that you should be given said, and then the parties will join and have it done properly, and you can be given the investment incentive. But the investment incentive cannot just be a letter from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. The Ministry of Finance, no. So every investment incentive lasts for 5 years, unless they say because they are new thing they're doing now. Right? So, do you know what Johnny Babani has started doing with this company, Central Industries? He got the investment incentives from the government of Liberia in 2016, legitimately. And he could not open the factory in which he told the government about that he had the capacity, he wanted to open it. He did not. That company was never open. So it means the main purpose of the company has not been met. So any other thing you're doing is just contrary to what you open the company and what you told the government that they should give you investment incentives. Because when they give you investment incentives, they are leverage. They will give you will get detail free on some of the things. You will have leverage on some of the things. Even you're supposed to pay, maybe it'll be more than what you're supposed to pay and everything, right? So the government gave him that. Since that time up to present, because this man doesn't have law for Liberia, he feels that by investing that type of money in Liberia is not something he needs to do. He did not open the factory in which he lied to the government that he should have opened. That's a done deal, right? They gave you 5 years investment incentives. So let's calculate from 5 years, from 2016, right? So should we come from 2016? Okay, let's say
it depends the month.
2017, 2018, 2019, 2020. Then we in 2021, right? 2023, right? So 2021, let's be the months. Okay. Let's get it, man. Whole 2016. Whole 2016, like year there. So let's count now. 2017. 2018, and 2 years. 2019, and 3 years. 2020.
4 years.
2021. So it means the investment incentive that Johnny Babani received from the government ended 2021. So for any reason that he wants to use this company to use the investment incentives or whatsoever, he should have gone back to the National Investment Commission through a written communication and gave them reasons why he did not open the company when he received the first investment incentive that he used to bring in goods to sell for himself. So you know what the man said? You know what the man did now? Of recent, he has gone to the Ministry of Finance, and I'll bring that document out. He did a quasi thing they gave him the letter. He using that as he having investment incentive for this company here. He bringing goods in the country on it for sale, not to do the factory. To tell you how Johnny Babani is a born cook, he knows how to dupe systems. Listen, I'll read you all that letter he been using from the Ministry of Foreign and the Ministry of Finance. And those are the people at the Ministry of Finance doing this. You need to desist. And let me tell you, the Minister of Finance might not be in the know of this. He might not be in the know. The minister might not be in the know. Some of the ministers might not be in the know. But this is what the man can do. The man knows how to work in a system. And he will work in a system and corrupt the system for his personal benefits. He's using this thing now. The man investment incentive has expired since 2021. I'm not saying that he cannot renew it, but let the right thing be done to give you the legitimate investment incentives. I think the government got to just be careful with the whole investment incentive thing, man. Because the people are just using the business people just using the whole investment incentive. They PM their account, they add it, oh, they want to invest, then they do it, oh, they get an investment incentive, then they start to use it to bring in their own goods. Then they tell the other businessman, I will bring your goods, you want to bring truck? Yeah. Okay, give it to me. I got investment incentive. I'll bring it for you in the country. They bring it and then they take the money at the detriment of the government and the people of Liberia. These are some of the documents we'll be presenting to the legislature on Thursday about this Johnny Babani man, and also the threat from Ali. How can to tell you this man knows how? Honestly, let me be honest with you, Johnny. If you are not careful to know or to really dig on Johnny Babani, it is difficult for you to know that he's stealing or is involved into some dubious act. He knows how to play his card. He knows how to play his card. If Liberia could be anywhere, but now Johnny Babani, for what he has done to the country, oh my gosh. Something that expires since 2021. Okay, if you want to get investment incentives, you should be able to give reasons to the National Investment Commission why you did not open the factory when they gave you 5 years investment incentives. Because he knows that there's no justifiable reasons why he did not open the factory. To renew the investment incentive will be difficult. He did not go back there, but he went to the Ministry of Finance and got a letter pretending, making it to look like he has gotten the investment incentive legitimately. So it's to the National Investment Commission. The man using it, say, oh, the man this, the man that, everything. In fact, he's bringing things now with it. With the understanding that he's bringing them for a factory. A factory can never be built since I know how many years they get an investment. There are people that get investment incentives. The National Investment Commission and all the relevant institutions will know or do everything to know that you are in the position to carry out that investment. This is what Johnny Babani is doing. Fellow Liberians, is it not enough for us to come out? This is it. Now, yesterday we told you how much they may defrauded the government allegedly on one continue. Today we're telling you about another company. So tomorrow we'll go back to the continuing issue again. I said we have more than 300 plus documents on this man about his actions. So we challenge the man to show all the documents from the National Investment Commission that renew his investment plan or whatsoever that gives him the right to go to the Ministry of Finance. And all the people that did at the Ministry of Finance, I will call their names. I will call their names at the appropriate time. This we need to stop. We cannot continue to do our own country like this to satisfy one man called Johnny Babani. 0770907907. Do you know how many thousands or millions the man has brought in country on this thing he say get investment incentives? Why are the foreigners so brave enough, some of them, to steal from us this way? Trust me, Liberia can be better when we stand our ground with the foreigners. What so much investment are they doing here? Where they enriching them? You think somebody, listen, just try now, you say you wanted one of the foreigners for the country. The way they will beg you, let it go Ghana or other country. You think they can do these things there? They will remind him beyond bars. 0770907907, 0880907907. Yeah, good evening.
This is Morris Nimino calling from Canada.
Go ahead, let's hear you.
Yeah, so why they say restricted so on attacking business people?
Oh, you tell me what to do on the show, right? And I'll cut you off because you're lucky we're on the radio. Hello?
Yeah.
How you gonna ask me why I restricted my show? Hey, Lela, you insane, eh? Something happened with you? Good evening, my brother. Let's hear you.
Yeah, thank you, people of Seku. You know, people of Seku, as you are just displaying Jenna on the next character. I sat down and I began to ask myself, I said, hey, God, whether we still have president Charles Taylor to really tell that how on this foreigners. But let me tell you, this coming Thursday, I'm going to write on my placard. I'm going to write on my placard, Mr. President, please, Mr. President, act against foreigners for illegal act.
Sure. Nobody against them, but the ones that are doing bad things will expose them.
But that is illegal act. That is illegal act. That is still that is still that total water pool to America. That is what is they doing here?
Oh yeah, all you're talking about water small, but you get the foreigners and doing it when you talk about it. Then some people, we will show them up.
Yes. Thank you, Bill.
Hello.
Hello?
Go ahead, you are live.
Yeah, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you very much for this show. We have to thank you very much for at least educating us to know the unknown. These people come in with the pretense of investing in our country, but they intend to pay us. So I'm very happy that you people are taking us some of these things. Look at the rubber factory in Weyala. The rubber factory in Weyala owned by Jetty Brother. That rubber factory, they said they are building the rubber factory to manufacture tires, plastic wheels, and other things. But you know how much they pay farmers for their rubber? $250. Why? USD per ton. They have gone down to $150. Then you say you bring in factory to help Liberians and other local buyer Liberians buying for $400. You see the difference? So these people come with the intent of duping our country, but I'm glad that let some of our lawmakers see these things and let also the government try to. I think the best you people are doing well. You're doing your part. I should be thankful to the press that at least they can able to bring these kind of things out for we the common people to know, because we are being duped in this country with these so-called investors. My brother.
Thank you so much. Hello.
Good evening.
Good evening. Go ahead.
Thank you, Echo. Now, this is the voice of Gino F. Gabler, and of course from District number 4, Mosualo County.
Go ahead, Chief.
Sekou, you see, in this country, we have to be very much careful with each other. That foreigner who have come in this country, who have left in India or Lebanon to come here to hustle, he come and use plenty remark on you, Sekou. That guy will know whether we from Liberia will love our people or not. Sekou, on that day, I will be on that protestation. And we will make sure for that man, for government to prosecute that man for all what he's doing in this country. Sekou. This is time for all the people who fit down in order for our country to move forward. How a stalking man who has come to hustle in Liberia will want to use 30 remarks to somebody, integrity man, integrity journalist who need to struggle. Who is informing the Liberian people on a daily basis. Sekou, my 25 men I have the first time voter of district number 4, you will see them on that day, and I identify myself as one of the biggest color in the whole Republic of Liberia. That man will know we Liberians will love our people. He must go by the government should know about this. This thing should stop. Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Thank you so much for calling us. Well, another caller is on the line. Good evening.
Yeah, how you doing, Sekou?
We are fine. Go ahead.
Okay. We have had this particular topic on the radio for almost a week. Have the government ever reached out to you, or senior government official around LRA or other people have reached out to you? I believe not. So it tells me clearly that Bambandi or whosoever is closely connected to key government officials. So I mean, blaming the Lebanese, the Indian or foreign business people, it is our own Liberian government official who spearhead those things for which the foreigners dwell on to be brave on the Liberian people. You don't only solely blame on the foreigner or the foreign business people. While up to present, no one taking action on the Ali man, neither the Johnny man. Can you imagine? It's our country. But I mean, it's so pitiful, it's so saddening that we'll have government in place and those things are happening and no one taking action against anyone. Until you're talking about demonstration. I mean, how long has this thing been on air? It has taken almost a week. What's the action of the president? Nothing. I mean, bye-bye.
Thank you so much for calling. Another caller. Hello.
Emmanuel.
Yes, sir.
How you doing? This is DJ Lomas.
Chief, please go ahead. Welcome.
Let me say happy Valentine's to you.
Many thanks. I wish you the same.
Thank you very much, my brother. Look, the first caller that ever called the line, I said, why they attacking business people? You see how wicked Liberians are? You man, I mean, we're talking about big business, or you man part of that business that people talking about. Or you are more that you can get food to put on a table, or maybe building a house for now at another place. To help with the Liberian, let it go. Anything they want to, let it do it. Then he's getting a blessing from them. But you're forgetting to know that his brother or his sister out there. That's why you're getting it, but your brother and your sister somewhere, one of your family, you need something. And if that money goes to government able to equip the hospital, government able to equip the schools with armchairs and things. But you don't have time for it because you're getting it and you're enjoying it today. Then when other people talking it to make our country better, then you can't. What is there attacking business people for? Hey, God, when will Liberian change their ways? When will Liberian change their mind?
Make a small food on a table.
Yeah, it's just because other drugs business. But people talking about drugs is not good. They say, oh, you lead the people. And let them do that thing. But forgetting to know other people's children are falling. One way or the other, one of us must be affected from that thing. So if these guys are taking money that's supposed to go to the government or doing business with certain people in government that defraud our government from taxes that are more supposed to be generated and be used for the people, every day we get up, we see the president now, the president appointed people to do their work. So it's a privilege that people will come out or voices will come out to say so many things there for us to know. And when they say we must come out, let us come out and show our responsibility that yes, this thing belongs to us and somebody robbing us from it. Let us fight for it and get it. Then somebody sitting there and tell you, say, why is they attacking business people? May God forgive you. Thank you, my brother.
Thank you, DJ Lomas, for joining us. Another caller is on the line. Good evening.
Good evening. With us, Emmanuel. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you, sir.
Okay. And this is a very, very, very big thing that people have done for this country. But my thinking would be that there is a ground that is fertilizing this criminal act.
Okay.
And they were the first supposed to go and continue going. Because it is our Liberian brother who knows. If Sego, who is a journalist, will know the details. Then what about those who are specialized in that area? And they are facilitating this. What made the Lebanese men brave or the Indian men brave is because they had a cartel and they headed by Liberians. So this man, these people are for committing economic crime against the state, hurting and killing somebody at the hospital, somebody who don't have money to go to a bigger hospital. The revenue that government is supposed to use, a criminal is taking it and facilitating it to somebody else. It's worse than the Zogo that the guy in prison in central prison. These people who are involved in this thing supposed to be a certain person by now. See? Because they know better than no guy that are caught for sitting, maybe jacking a wallet or a phone. There's even more grief than that. Thank you very much, man. Continue.
Thank you. Hello. Hello. Hello, welcome.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Eddie.
This is Emmanuel.
All right, Emmanuel.
Go ahead, Chief. What's your name?
The Voice FM.
This is Voice of Liberia. Please go ahead.
Okay, Voice of Liberia.
Everything, sir.
Please go ahead. We are fine. Hope you're okay too.
Yeah, my name is Anthony Dennis, calling from the New George Jacob.
Okay.
Commonly known as General Jaffe Lofo.
Go ahead.
Yeah, you know, the Lebanese, the foreigners, they come in the country to exploit the country. They are doing many things that they are doing many things in the country that even the president don't know about. But you know, they are doing this thing where they see Liberians that are working within the government, and the president will not be all over to know what is going on within the offices that he appointed people in.
All right.
You know, the people just exploiting the country. And not only if you do fast checking, catch more people that are doing the kind of things there in the country, exploiting the country, making the kind of revenue that will collect, at least to benefit this country, that will get more schools, more hospitals, at least government will be able to put more people on payroll to pay some people and give them jobs. These people in the office are criticizing government today that the same people exploiting the country when they in the government, exploiting the country, they see that criticizing the government. We'll sit with them so now, we'll be with them so now in the community, we'll be with them, we'll hear from them, we'll know how their attitude look. They're working in government, they see that criticizing the government.
Okay.
And they're exploiting people within the government. You see it?
Thank you.
I don't know. I don't really know. The president got to really sit down and think over the thing and put some task force to assign some people in the offices. But who you trust? To trust a Liberian now is very difficult.
Thank you so much. We'll stop it right there. Good evening.
Hello.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, I'm Joseph P. Temba calling from Mambagere.
Go ahead.
Yeah, my brother, thank you very much for the show. I appreciate it so much. You say somebody who journalist can only educate or is somebody who, our own people will get from Ministry of Commerce or from Investment Commission, and even from our own legislator. They have nothing to say, and they know everything about this thing that, yeah, you know it, they know it. Hello?
I'm hearing you.
Thank you. They know it better, but they will go for some more money. And how the president will work with commerce, how the president will work with, investment commission. How the nation will develop. Look at the kind of money you call it. Look at the kind of business you call it. Look at the kind of year you call it. The money also will come from there. The government will benefit. Then they benefit the other people. And they don't do anything. They will go for small cash. They put in their party. They go back riding in the area that, thank you very much, my brother.
Thank you, sir, for calling 0770907907907. Good evening.
Good evening, Mr. Sherry.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
This is Oboti Saide calling from Painsville. Backlit Nation to be considered.
You are live. Hello, can you just change your location?
I think I want to.
Whoa. Please change your location and call back. Good evening.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, how you doing? Good evening.
Good evening, sir. Thank you for calling.
Yeah. My brother, thank you for the information. But you know the problem what we got in Liberia is ourselves. The problem for us is the foreigners know Liberia. They know our economy, but our same people that are working in the government, they didn't want to open the people's eyes. So we, the Liberians, we don't love our country. That's what we're suffering today. Thank you very much.
Many thanks as well for calling. 0770-907-907, 0880-907-907. Those are the two lines to call. Good evening. Hello.
Hello, how are you doing?
Hello, we are fine, sir.
Yeah, this is Emmanuel Oseko.
Go ahead.
Yeah, this is Nimile.
Nimle who?
Nimile Tokwa.
Go ahead, Nimle.
Actually, I flew and I also were OPS station the contacts. But really, the right you guys going and I'm going to go for dimension. With you and the business in this country. You get a labor ministers here. You get investment commissioner here. You can engage these people. If you are going after business people.
Thank you so much. Good evening.
Yeah, hello?
Hello.
Yeah, this is Emmanuel Sperry from calling from Horizon.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm just called to inform Sekou, let him continue his job.
Okay.
I've been trying to get to him, but no way. Let him not be afraid.
All right.
I hear one lonely man telling him that he will fuck with him. You don't have any other protection for somebody like before God.
All right.
But I'm just called to let that lonely man know. I don't know Sekou from nowhere.
All right.
But he's working. Why he doing that? He's doing it for Liberia.
Okay.
If Sekou just come on the air and hear a rat catch a horse, that lonely man, we will, as the other machine will go for him there. I alone can pick up him and bring him outside. Let him be aware that war in this country we are the one who said no, we don't want to fight war.
Thank you. We've not reached that far, sir.
Yes, we know that we'll not go that far, and we don't want to go that far.
All right.
But if you threaten one of our citizens, our in-law for 3 years, I know what animal can do.
All right.
They are not human beings that you're looking at, so when they tell you they will kill you the minute, we know how they treated us there. You will be walking on the street, the guys will be upset and drop raw air on you. And nothing will happen to you, and nothing will happen to them. Those people you seem so, they are half human beings. They fight war every day in their country. They carry a gun every day. So if it's only Liberia here, when something happens to our citizens, we say nothing will happen. Nothing will happen. We just sit and talk about it. Since you started these things for about almost 2 weeks now, we are not hearing anybody, even the police director, don't concern that one of our citizens was threatened. And we keep saying nothing will happen. We will listen quietly, and I hope nothing should happen.
Okay.
Because if anything happens to Sekou tomorrow, it will happen to Emmanuel, it will happen to any of our children.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. So.
Thank you. Thank you for calling. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, we're still taking calls. What's your name?
I'm Abraham Masale calling from Rapid.
Go ahead, Mr. Masale.
Thank you very much. So I rather enjoy the discussion tonight. So that according to some caller there says the foreigner that account the exploiting people is not the foreigner that exploiting people. That the thing that the citizen that are exploiting the people, because before the people enter here, they win by law. The law why people yield that the law they win by.
Okay.
They not do something on their own. Okay, we all request him before you do the one, you got to give tender to government. And if you want to take that thing and put it in package, can you bring the foreigner? He cannot bring the foreigner. So that is same thing that is putting our brothers there.
Okay.
So
thank you so much. Hello, welcome. Hello. Well, I have to take leave of you and take another person. Hello. Hello, you're live.
Hello.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Good evening, my name is Prince Julie. For the real president, we are going to see Arab defender, and I do believe about Twitter.
We're listening.
We don't have problem with the president of Liberia, but these people that are in our friends in his government, these are people that are poor in government. So you got these ministers and these ministers, people that are getting the government passes. Because you're not being the president. We ask the president to reshuffle. They reshuffle these people. People they pretend to be passes to the government. And then what is in power? They are spoiling the government in. The president is about infrastructure development. Therefore, they are spoiling the government. You go look at the Ministry of Agriculture there. Oh, it's pass. What is it all about? Thank you, Emmanuel.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Hello, you're live. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you very much. I'm Jeff Jefferson Sagacious Manor, and I do join the conversation from Jacob Town, South Africa community.
Okay, sir.
My brother, let me firstly commend you guys for the hard work. So well done. And I want to say thank you, Sekou, for taking the kind of bold step in this nation. No threat, no anything that people turn against him will work. But let me be bold. What are some of those things that are happening here is that our people that we put into state powers and people who occupy some of those key positions, these are people that cause a serious problem for all in the republic.
All right.
Because when you have a tangible person that you place in an office, and then that person is not, he or she is not just static, but they are dynamic, trying to check on all of those things, record with proof. But some of them, they only want when somebody come and tell them something, and then give them a little token, they just take it in, and just leave the country vulnerable to other people, and then say this in shuffle. They're not supposed to be there now.
All right.
Let's say, for instance, our brothers are working in the village store. It happens to them. They are unpaying and they are doing many things to them, but our government, people that they put into to have that area to inspect other things, they are not doing it. And you see, so at the end of the day, other people just come up because they got a little token, they are not having nothing to do, so they will just say, yes, we decided because we are not having, there is no job, nothing to be doing. So they will just accept it that way. And you see, but God will bless him in the fort.
Thank you.
All right.
Hello, you are live. Sorry, I lost that caller. Let's take this person on this line. Hello.
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 Yeah, let me say good evening to you. Good evening to the hardworking CEO, workaholic CEO of the Civil Sheriff. And for the recognition, I'm Poka Rabot. And I joined you from a comfortable residence on the capital of Barbas.
Go ahead, Poka.
Yeah, thank you, and thank you very much for always bringing the best information to the Liberian Photo step. You guys are doing excellent well. Seriously speaking, excellent well. You're performing very excellent well. But I don't go to the issue. This is not about sequel. It is about scripting our cosmetic setup that effort, how to call it, or proceeding should be fully. It should be done or through the rules and law or order that what we are standing for. And now about sequel. We got the people here exploiting our system. We got those people that they practice bad labor practice in 24/7. Their whole activity is bad labor practice. So they don't see how people take salary for the kind of tax pay, the kind of tax or payment. People take several take salary for all of the kind of tax payment. But you don't want to go through the regular procedure. You are destroying the system. You are exploiting the system. Now let's thinking that people can benefit for the tax payment or the tax paying, or like go carry on to the regular process. But then you export our system, they say good talk, or say good try to export you, then you say I'm feeling this scarcity. I'm very serious and I'm feeling this scarcity. Operation stem with Seku. There's not a Seku. I'm calling all our viewers that they go. I don't even know classify the individual. You lead a country.
It's okay,
come here.
Poka.
And you know, talking about what's that?
Poka, I understand. It's okay. It's okay.
But let me say this. Let me conclude it. The individual inspection, I don't want to call a need because you don't even want to be caught. I'm telling you that it's a rat, a single rat. Just a second. Trust me, you will be haunted to the 40th.
No, we cannot hunt people. Poka, let's leave it as it is. Thank you so much for calling. We take a few more calls before we go to the final segment of the program tonight on VOL, the voice of Liberia. Good evening. Good evening. You are live.
Yeah, good evening.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
I really admire the discussion tonight, but what happened in this country is why you are just saying that you have somebody calling on the side, why you attacking. Those are the things they're sorry for how we get for this nation. If we don't change it, we will not go nowhere. Be like, yeah, why you just talking about pretend that somebody's there backing them already, telling you that you're in them. Break it down the country that you can go to Ghana, you go to Sudan, you come back, you condemn Liberia. We're going 17 years after war, but we're not going nowhere. But because you got people in the system that will go back by the system and do Dubia Act, and nothing will come for how you go start free when you want to talk, they say you're attacking it. So we are just stay on our feet and just pray to God that God help us in the process. But nothing we can do about it. Because why you say that somebody always attacking you.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Good evening.
Good evening.
Yes, sir. Please go ahead.
Thank you for having me on, and I appreciate you.
Okay.
My name is Andrew Moses, and this evening I join you from my District 13 resident. And let me say good evening to my big brother, Sekou Sharif. You know, nobody in the country can threaten Sekou because when you dare try to do anything on the contrary, you touch the Liberian people. Because Sekou is a journalist, is here to checkmate government and the private sector. So when you think because you're in the private sector, you should not be checkmated by a journalist, you are making serious mistakes. But Sekou, you are one of you are one of those big brothers in the media that some of us had a high level of prestige for. Sekou sent very full when we went on the ATM for our president petition. Sekou, you have been knowing me to be one of the ardent supporters of this government. I had a very terrible accident. Just imagine, I plan to not bring this on the radio. But where it has reached now, I think I will have to bring it on the radio. Since that time up to now, Sekou, I've been taking treatment, and I don't know, I'm not responding to the treatment at all. My phone continue to get rattled. And nobody in the government also now has reached out to me. I don't think for the kind of a sacrifice that some of us are making for the government should be treated in this form and manner. It is why I have to say this evening, and nobody can tell you in this country. Thank you for the show.
Thank you for calling. We will make efforts to call you. I will try to communicate that with Sekou. He will call you, hopefully on tomorrow. 07709079907. We take 2 more calls and take a break. Good evening.
Good evening, brother.
Yes, sir. This is Emmanuel.
Well, brother Emmanuel, how do you know?
I'm fine. Thank you, sir.
I'm just calling from Hotel Africa.
Go ahead. You are live.
You see, brother Emmanuel, we don't blame people. The people already tell us our government in their pocket. Minister then going there. The senator, representative, what's supposed to fight for us? They go to the people and compromise our interests. Tell me, someone is seeing anything you can do. If there's somebody seeing her, you tell people to test anybody to that station. That day the government will know the problem is where the problem resistance. And I want to inform the president, these are some of the things that spawning a government. You see, what the unit does, the commander responsible. You get people in the government not working. You know them, but you're keeping them there. Making them people to suffer. That's really right.
Okay. Thank you.
Right.
Thank you.
Brother.
Thank you so much. Let's take our last caller.
Hello?
Hello, you are our last caller.
Yeah, this is Emmanuel Richardson, and I joined the conversation from Upper Carwell.
Go ahead, Emmanuel.
You know, when it comes to the Lebanese and other foreign nationals in Liberia, do you know what they are doing? Look, these things we are not supporting it, but they have been happening in Liberia before some were hearing born now. Most of our people who actually taking and calling, who are getting there, do you know? Most of the Lebanese people, do you know how many money they invest in some other political parties around here? Because they don't come to tell you. Because of different, I'm telling you, because of different interests. There are some Lebanese people, they are business people. They look at potential political party to go there and get money, say, oh, when you win this is day, we want this. So, for us to just say that, yeah, we'll be condemning.
This is serious, my brother. This is very serious. And I take keen interest in that particular statement.
So, our people don't understand in Liberia, as long as we hear the way our society looks, I will tell you, my brother, Lebanese people will continue to news us there because if you get bored and supporting political party and other things, you think when that political party win or other things, you don't think they will get first preference. They will have to get it. So it's a long story. We really need to stand up to see. The reason why you see for me when it comes to some of the national issue, I don't want to bring politics into it. Because if you want to bring politics into it, then everybody involved, one way or the other, will get people, whether in government or outside government, friendly learning people that are doing things. So we the ordinary people that we have been marginalized, but then we put politics aside and see how we can fight to make sure that things be okay. Because the people, my brother, the Lebanese people is a serious network. The people have been here for a very long time. To break them down, it's not easy. We just got to hold together. Thank you very much, my brother.
Thank you so much for calling, and we take into account your comment. Well, this is Voice of Liberia, issues of today. We will now take a break and then come back very shortly on the show. Please keep listening.
Liberia, listen to the voice of Liberia. It is time to talk. Bringing sense to the issue for better discussion. Sekou Sherry coming to talk.
Sekou Sherry say,
Liberia, listen to the voice of Liberia. It is time to talk. Bringing sense to the issue for better discussion. Sekou Sherry coming to talk. Liberia, listen to the voice of Liberia. It is time to talk. Bringing sense to the issue for better discussion. Sekou Sherry coming to talk.
Sekou Sherry say,
Liberia, listen to the voice of Liberia. It is time to talk. Bringing sense to the issue for better discussion. Sekou Sherry coming to talk. Liberia, listen to the voice of Liberia. It is time to talk. Bringing sense to the issue for better discussion. Sekou Sherry coming to talk.
Sekou Sherry say,
Liberia, listen to the voice of Liberia. It is time to talk. Bringing sense to the issue for better discussion. Sekou Sherry Liberia, listen to the voice of Liberia. It is time to talk. Bringing sense to the issue for better discussion. Sekou Sherry coming to talk.
Sekou Sherry say,
Liberia, listen to the voice of Liberia. It is time to talk. Bringing sense to the issue for better discussion. Sekou Sherry coming to talk. Liberia, listen to the voice of Liberia. It is time to talk. Bringing sense to the issue for better discussion. Sekou Sherry coming to talk.
Sekou Sherry say,
Liberia, listen to the voice of Liberia. It is time to talk. Bringing sense to the issue for better discussion. For better discussion. Sekou Sherry coming to talk.
Sekou Sherry say,
Liberia, listen to the voice of Liberia. It is time to talk. Bringing sense to the issue for better discussion. Sekou Sherry coming to talk. Liberia, listen to the voice of Liberia. It is time to talk. Bringing sense to the issue for better discussion. Sekou Sherry coming to talk.
Sekou Sherry say,
Liberia, listen to the voice of Liberia. It is time to talk. Bringing sense to the issue for better discussion. Sekou Sherry coming. Liberia, listen to the voice of Liberia. It is time to talk. Bringing sense to the issue for better discussion. Sekou Sherry coming to talk.
Sekou Sherry say,
Liberia, listen to the voice of Liberia. It is time to talk. Bringing sense to the issue for better discussion. Sekou Sherry coming to talk. Liberia, listen to the voice of Liberia. It is time to talk. Bringing sense to the issue for better discussion. Sekou Sherry coming to talk.
Sekou Sherry say,
Liberia, listen to the voice of Liberia. It is time to talk. Bringing sense to the issue for better discussion. Sekou Sherry coming to talk. Liberia, let's to the issue for better discussion. Sekou Sherry coming to talk.
Sekou Sherry say,
Liberia, listen to the voice of Liberia. It is time to talk. Bringing sense to the
And so we like to say many thanks for joining us this evening. Many thanks for rejoining us this evening on Issues of Today. 104.1 is the dial. My name is Emmanuel. Our guest is already in studio as we will shortly cross over to him to rumble through some national issues coming from the Liberty Party and, of course, governance of the state, the way forward. What do we hope to see in coming months? You know, we are gearing up. I understand political parties are still, I'll tell you to call, man, when you're calling our feedback. Okay, so political parties are telling us they're still gearing up. They are setting the stage for the general elections slated for the 10th of October 2023. And the two sides, I'm saying two sides because the opposition community is saying it is a one-shot deal. They are not going to waste state resources. Well, if that is the case, I do support that because the monies that will be used for other purposes, maybe going to the health sector or maybe to fund education and other projects in the country, could be used, could be saved. The CDC as well is saying same, but I will try to ask our guest, like I said, who's in studio, to share with us his thoughts, whether he supports that assertion coming from the opposition bloc, though he comes from there, but he could give me his candid opinion, whether it is possible for, just one round. To all of you listening, today, a serious day. Serious day. They call it Lovers' Day, Valentine's Day. So I understand someone was providing some level of education for me, and that your mother could be your Val, your sister, your brother. It all depends on the love, care, the affection they show you as a person. It is not only for people who are in intimate relationships. So I know we are set now from that end, so we can kickstart this. Are we okay? So okay, we will kickstart the discussion. While you work the technical details out. With us in studio tonight is Mr. Daniel O. Sando. He's the Vice Chair for Press and Public Affairs at the level of opposition Liberty Party, presided over by his faction of the Liberty Party is presided over by Senator Yombli Kanga Lawrence of Grand Bassa County. Sir, thank you for coming. Good evening. Thanks for coming.
Thank you, Emmanuel. It's always a pleasure to be here, and I had to come because I deem it necessary that the contribution that your entity continue to make to the democratization of our country is very much important. Okay. As always, it's a pleasure to be here. And there are so many things happening on the national scene that require our attention. We are here to talk about those issues. 2023 is going to be a very basic year for us.
For the opposition.
For the country.
Maybe you have more work. Maybe you have more work to do.
The country as a whole is going to be very basic because we want to set in the motion the electoral process. Of course, we're gearing up now for voter registration. There are lots of things that we can talk about. Ranging from how the Elections Commission is proceeding to how the CDC-led government has violated the laws of the country, moving into the elections and everything. So yeah, it's good to be here, and we look forward to interacting with you, to Liberian people who are listening to this broadcast as well.
Well, let me just ask you for your candid opinion. It is not that you are here, so I'm asking you this question to get a favorable feedback from you.
Yes.
But how do you view the reportage, the coverage, and the hosting of programs here at the level of Voice of Liberia? Because I know at times you follow our programs.
Sure. It would be a very fair appraisal if I were to appraise the reportage, the broadcast of the Voice of Liberia. I see that you're trying to bring new flavor to broadcasting in Liberia. I see you have correspondents across every county, and even the sub-region you have correspondent. I got to realize that the quality of broadcast here is very good.
Okay.
When the president was giving his State of the Nation address, I think the outside broadcast equipment that Voice of Liberia used to air that event was far better than what the state broadcast was even using, because as my team had gathered to do the analysis of the president's speech, we're listening to the broadcast live, and the only entity that was very crystal via the airways was Voice of Liberia. So I think to that I like to appreciate you for everything. It's not something to rest on your laurels. You have to continue to do everything you can to be more credible, balanced, and accurate. In what you do here, because I think it's very important. The country is in need of credible institutions.
Okay.
From the media to the schools, from the schools to the church, from the church to the mosques. We need credible institutions that will live up to the real meaning of civilized society. So I think the job you do here is no different. In your corner, you have that responsibility to be the best whatever you are.
Thank you so much for your appraisal, and we continue to do our best, but nothing but our best, because we all working in the common interest of Liberia. How is Rescue One? As you call him.
Well, the ambassador Joseph Imabwaka is doing extremely well. As you may be aware, he arrived from the United States of America. Yesterday, he was received at the Rabos International Airport by scores of partisans.
Very well.
Scores of partisans and supporters. And today there was also an intercessory prayer ceremony held at his residence for him.
All right.
Like you listen to him, like he said, he's ready for the campaign.
All right.
He knows very well that the tax that lies ahead is very peculiar, but it's not insurmountable.
All right.
So yes, he's even more prepared than ever before to rescue a country that has been encapsulated in the envelope of bad governance. To rescue a country that has been engulfed by a group of leaders who behave no different from gangsters. To rescue a country that has been...
But he participated in governance.
Let me just To rescue a country that has been in cycle by a group of people who are more interested in deepening the size of the pocket than equipping the hospitals and public facility across the country. It is not an easy task. At some point, it seems insurmountable, but he's convinced. He's persuaded by the law.
Can we say the problems are insurmountable? Because since 1847,
if you allow me to lay my thought, then you understand what I'm saying. I say at some point, the challenges this country is confronted with seems insurmountable, but in the wisdom of Ambassador Bwaka, they are not. Based on the resilience of his commitment as the figure, the leader of the ticket that we're going to support. We have no doubt that he's going to win this election. He's the only person in the opposition who has what it takes, both experience, political credential, to remove the weird government from power democratically. So that's why we are not holding back our support. We are very emphatic about what we do. We're very consistent in our advocacy. Liberian people bear a witness because we have never betrayed the cause of the country. So yes, to your question, he's doing extremely well, and he's prepared for the tax that is ahead, because we know the 2023 elections it is not an easy thing.
In all fairness, can we attribute the problems currently facing, the growth of the country to this regime, or in fact past regime like Ellen Johnson Sirleaf's regime?
Well, I do not believe that leadership goes without responsibility.
Which I know.
So part of the responsibility is to improve on what you inherited. Okay. So
isn't that happening?
So part of the responsibility of leadership is to improve on what you inherited. If Voice of Liberia were broadcasting for 6 hours, and John Brown was appointed as a new as a head of the new management team, his job is to either extend the broadcast hour from 6 to 12, right?
Okay.
So you don't come and say other people were here, they were doing it for 6 hours, so it's not my business to even extend it. That's not leadership. Leadership does not come with excuses.
Is that what's happening?
Leadership is challenging the process. All we see on the George Weah is the reference to it happened during Edding time, so it happened this time. That's all we see. We're not seeing a kind of leadership that is prepared to take on the challenge. We're not seeing a leadership that has challenged the process to say, look, the United Party government, the executive administration built a rule from Cotton Tree to Buchanan, Grand Bassa County.
Okay.
It is our job to build a road from Buchanan to Sesto. That's what leadership should be.
No progress has been made in that night.
I'm speaking English here. I'm not saying no progress has been made.
Okay.
Okay? I'm saying to you that leadership is not about giving excuses. Leadership, and I give you two scenarios. If I was appointed as the head of Voice of Liberia, maybe you're not getting my point. You're not getting my point. Voice of Liberia broadcast for 6 hours. I now have to challenge. We have to go for 12 hours or 24 hours. I cannot come here and say my only job is to keep it at 6 hours. Other people here they keep it for 7 hours.
It requires process.
That's why it doesn't. But I mean, we're not talking about 2 months here. We're talking about 6 years. We're talking about 6 years.
Okay.
So if you want to juxtapose the excuses that the we-are-led government has attributed to national governance, it's more than the success that they have scored. Take, for example, corruption. One of the reasons why this country is so backward.
Yes, but we'll still come back to where we were, just quickly.
I mean, one of the reasons why this country, there are people listening to the conversation. And you have to give me the time to lay my opinion.
Yes, but we did not complete some things, so we will have to come back.
We all will come back there. We'll have an hour to continue the conversation,
Go
right?
ahead.
So there are this country, its people have historically been victimized by acts of corruption, by public officials, right? Following what witnessed in the party-led government, where President Salih admitted that corruption was a major challenge for government. I didn't expect that a succeeding government would begin to decorate corruption walking in purpose on Broad Street at this point. I don't believe so. Okay. I would have thought that a serious government would have continued to fight against corruption because, mind you, even though corruption was a challenge on the executive administration, but the party chairman, vice chairman, was handcuffed, dragged to court. The speaker in the United Party-led government, a member of the United Party, handcuffed, dragged to court for what? For acts of corruption. Right?
Okay.
What we have witnessed under the George Weah government is that they have not just only pampered corruption, but they have nurtured corruption as the CDC guiding principle. Okay, that's why you see corruption is beautifully dressed in blue beret and in purple suit parading on Broad Street because not a single person, not a single case.
Let me bring you back to what you just said. Honor President Sirleaf, or during her administration, she did confess, that was a public confession, that it was a challenge to battle corruption. Totally. But remember, she did have someone who was helping her as a co-pilot to run the affairs of the state. Do you divorce him from such feeling?
Well, I don't get your reading of things. Because we're having a national conversation here. And you want to listen to me. I'm not the kind of person who will come to the radio station and begin to shift responsibility. Government, I believe in the doctrine of responding superior. Whatever the unit does, give me a chance.
Yes.
Whatever the unit does, the head take responsibility, right? So I'm not going to be saying, oh, John Brown was minister in Edding government, they were corrupt too. No, there has to be tangible evidence of corruption before I can even, we cast expression on anybody about corruption. I'm saying to you, at the later part of the United Party witness a very committed commitment, right? On the part of the government to fight corruption. Global Witness indicted Eddie Style, Vani Shemo, Maurice Atuma, all hierarchies of the United Party. What do you see? The government then didn't put up excuses for them. They went ahead and said these people will be, regardless of the stature in society, in government, they were prosecuted.
Okay.
Who dropped the case?
So
No, who dropped the case against them? It was the We Are government. Why? Because the We Are government has zero interest in fighting corruption. I'm saying, I'm laying a premise I want you to understand. They have zero interest in fighting corruption. We cannot fight, we cannot nurture corruption and expect that the budgetary allocation that are made every year in the national budget will reach the war era of the country. Right? You don't do so. You don't do so. Hospitals across the hospitals, government-owned facilities, they are dysfunctional because somebody sitting on the Ministry of Health is diverting the money. You heard what happened to the use funded project for the Ministry of Health. So corruption is smelling all on the CDC-led government.
Okay.
If we want to have a national conversation about this, we cannot pretend about it. We cannot pretend about it.
Does the former vice president have the will, to fight corruption if he wins as president?
Well, I believe that the former vice president has led by example. I tell you what, when Mr. Weah got elected in 2017, inaugurated in 2018, the former vice president, the account of the office of the vice president, you need to go to the office of Madam Joy Howard today. How much was left in my account? How much was turned over to her? Okay. So that was leadership by example. All of corrupt officials would have swept every penny from the account to divert it to the private use. Madam told that hundreds of thousands of dollars was in our account and was turned over to Madam Joy Howard Taylor as a new vice president of the country. Okay. Right? Ambassador Barker has an impeccable leadership credential in public service. Over 2-3 decades.
Is that the mantra on which you'll be campaigning?
You find any dent of corruption on Ambassador Barker, and I will resign from politics. If you find any dent.
Too many people have said that here before, it has not happened anyway.
Emmanuel, we have to be serious about this conversation.
Okay.
I tell you what, he has a leadership credential in the public service that's been over 3 decades. If you go into his closet and find any dent of corruption, inform me. I'll withdraw my support.
40 years plus, what have been his achievements?
Well,
can you name some?
You go after it. I didn't come here to name his achievement.
I'm asking you because this is someone who is opting to be president of Liberia, and you must have a mantra on which you campaign.
You see, what we fail to look for when it comes to national leadership is what comes back haunting us.
And what?
When somebody wants to be president of this country, you ask them what is your achievement? What are you talking about? Because there are people listening to the conversation who want to know what you mean. When you say what is the achievement?
So
what you I come in.
No, let me be specific.
I'm just being rhetorical, right?
Okay.
I'm just being rhetorical.
Okay.
What you look for in national leadership, what you look for is the experience, the integrity, the character that matters for national leadership. It's not about when you say achievement. What are you talking about? You need to explain to me what you talk about achievement. So talk about the experience. Is he a novice of public service? Absolutely not. Talk about experience. Is he a journey just come on the political block? No. You're talking about 40 plus years.
But there were opportunities, squandered as admitted.
You have to allow us pay attention to the cardinal aspect of the conversation.
These are the things that we hear every day, and people speak to them. So when you come to us, we ask you those questions for you to address them.
I will not use this very limited and valuable time to speak to trivial issues. Right? Okay. I'm saying to you that the reason why this country landed in George we are here, and we're talking all the thing today, is because Liberians have always asked the wrong question when it comes to leadership. Leadership must be about the person's integrity, the person's character. We are integrity and character. We're not talking about him buying private jet for himself. When the people in the country cannot eat the golden bell, empty stomach. A president we are integrity. He would not build condominiums on Ralphie Highway, right? When public schools in the country dump site. A president we are integrity. He would not be so laissez-faire and tight-lipped about corruption.
Mr. Salo,
right? So I'm saying to you, we have to ask ask a legitimate question about leadership. Don't ask me what is somebody's accomplishment.
So you at the level of the Unity Party specifically.
I don't speak for the Unity Party.
But you support you
have to. It's a public medium.
You support
I don't speak for the Unity Party.
presidential.
It still doesn't mean I speak for the Unity Party.
I'm just asking you as a supporter of the former vice president.
So go ahead.
So I am asking you that you are campaigning on number one, what integrity, experience, and what? I mean, when you come to, like you said, a public medium like this, and there are everyday questions coming from people who call us, talk to us every day. It is only for you to address it, but you call them trivial issues. Let's go there. Let me ask you this question. I want to talk a little about Liberty Party politics. As we speak, how is it going? When is the opposition party, the Unity Party, or the person you support going to name a vice president?
Well, still I'm bringing back to what you were skipping. I do not speak for the Unity Party, right? Things like
no idea, absolutely.
Emmanuel, you have to respect my opinion, right? Things like the vice president naming is something that he has told the public that he's considering making that decision as soon as possible time. It is not in the preview of the spokesperson of the Liberty Party. Okay, and say, the former vice president will be naming his running mate tomorrow morning.
Is that person Senator Yombi Kanga Lawrence?
I don't know either.
You come from that camp?
I don't know either. What I do know is that the Liberty Party that I speak for has a partnership with the Unity Party.
Okay.
Right? When will Ambassador Baka name his running mate, it's not an issue that is at my disposal, right? I don't know that. I hope he does. I hope he does that soon enough so we can have time to begin to set the campaign in motion, right?
Okay.
Very good.
So that's fine. Let's come to Anthony Jackson because we're still within the terrain of Liberty Party. He has branded political leader as someone who is very desperate for the vice presidential post. What can you say to him?
Well, I don't know. I don't know whether Mr. Asset Jackson can point to an incident or an occasion where Senator Lauren have voiced out or she has gone about campaigning, because before you accuse somebody of being mindful of what you say. Maybe people get carried away by the sign of this world. She's desperate. No. There has to be indication.
Is there an indication of desperation?
He has to. He said it. He has to point it out. Okay. But what I want to say to someone like Isaac Jackson, I think he's behaving like a political ghost.
What does that mean?
Like a ghost on the old town spot. Isaac wants to come back in the fold of the Liberty Party. But given what he has done, given his history.
According to him, he's on the legal side of the Liberty Party, so he doesn't need the side of Senator Yombi Kanga Lawrence.
Please let me answer your question.
Okay, go ahead.
Isaac wants to come back to the Liberty Party. But given what he has done in time past, given all of the negative propaganda, the spree of insult that he rained on account of the Bronx King, the founding father of the party, everything he done to the Liberty, based upon the history, he does not have the human nature to come back and say, I have repented. So what he would do is to stand at the fork of the road and be throwing deck at Liberty Party. That's why I said he behaved like a ghost on the old town spot. He wants to come back in the town, but he does not have the nature, the human nature, to come back in the town, because everybody knows who Isaac is. So it's not somebody to take seriously. The last time I checked, Isaac Jackson, the church, the SDA church in London had to even go for him to buy plane ticket to go to America. Because the same arrogance that landed him in trouble with the Supreme Court. And lawyer who was disbarred by the Supreme Court.
He denied that.
He was disbarred by the Supreme Court. You as a journalist, you're not doing yourself justice, right? Because all of the energy you use to interview everybody here, you just have to go to the Supreme Court and just, I'm coming.
This is why this media was
It is public knowledge.
Okay.
How come my good friend Imaya does not know that the Supreme Court disbarred Isaac Jackson? That he will sit on your platform and say, is that true? Just walk to the Supreme Court. It's 2 blocks away from you. Just go there. Just go there.
That's what we be arguing on.
That's
I
what
will
we
not
be arguing on. I will not say that
the Supreme Court
highest court in this land. Sit on the microphone and say the Supreme Court to accuse the Supreme Court of doing something that has not done is wrong. It's wrong. So it's that we shouldn't be arguing about. You should have that disposal. You have an obligation. This man who you gave a microphone to re-insult on prominent people in society was disbarred by the Supreme Court. You need to go to the court to verify that.
Are there plans to unite the Liberty Party from the Yobby Kanga fashion to that of the Ability fashion?
Every political party in this country has had issue, and the Liberty Party is no exception.
And yours has taken a long time to settle. Even going so close to naming your
even the conflict between God and Satan has taken forever.
Does that apply?
I'm saying
spirituality has nothing to do with
the conflict between Israel and Palestine. Long occurred before the two are gone. Today we got gray hair on our head. Still continue, right? But here's the point, right? I'm just saying that to dispel the notion that conflict is only peculiar to the Liberty Party in Liberia. It's not true. Conflict is everywhere around the world, and the conflict in the Liberty Party has persisted for a very long period of time now. It has somehow, suppress the growth of the party. Okay. It is something that we're happy with. We're not happy with that. Efforts are being made to reunite the Liberty Party. Okay. And Liberty Party is going to be holding.
At the dying minute?
Well, everybody wants to do business with Liberty Party.
You could use Ambassador Bwaka, though you are not the spokesperson for the Unity Party, but you could use his expertise, to bring the party back.
Ambassador Bwaka is not a member of the Liberty Party.
But he has the support of
the issues in the Liberty Party will be resolved between and amongst Liberty parties.
When Senator Yomli Kanga Lawrence and of course Ase Jackson are still fighting up to date.
What do you mean Senator Lawrence and Ase Jackson fighting?
That's just what we were discussing.
Well, I don't understand what you mean. Fighting or what? Fighting or what?
If they were not fighting by then.
But fighting over what? You gotta tell me. You said they're fighting over what?
Isn't there any fight?
What is Senator Lawrence and Ase Jackson fighting over?
So there is no problem. There is no problem.
What are they fighting? The issues in Liberty Party does not involve Mr. Ase Jackson.
So he's a funding executive member of the Liberty Party.
Give it any nomenclature. Mr. Jackson was expelled from the Liberty Party. Mr. Jackson was expelled from the Liberty Party, and that is public record. And I'm saying to you that if he wants to come back to the Liberty Party, he can't pass through the window to come back. Right? When you come through the window, through the back door, kick you through the back door. He needs to go through the procedure. If you really have the human nature to say all the things around the Liberty Party, because the Browns come back to my party, he needs to be man enough and come direct. But you can't come.
So those are still open.
The party has extended all the branches of many parties. Right? The political party is not a chair where you can have senior bench. They say, the person perpetuates. But we are human beings. We run a political institution. If you had the cost of the party, all of the intra-party conflict in the Liberty Party is based on issues. What is understanding of the issue from America demonstrably? Like a spy. And come on the radio and say, I normally don't want what is the understanding of the issue? We raised an issue about the tempering of the party constitution. The tempering of the party constitution has been confirmed by the Supreme Court of Liberia. The case is between the NEC and the Supreme Court. We are making effort to resolve this issue. He's not involved in the conflict, so he just won't mob for hire who comes on the radio and insult anybody and go scot-free because of the kind of society we have. Okay? So I would not want to spend my time talking.
You might need a person like him.
I don't need a person like him. We have to refine the national conversation. Okay. Right? When I come to the platform to support Ambassador Bwaka, I need to tell the Liberian people what differentiates Ambassador Bwaka from George Weah. What can Bwaka do better that George Weah has failed to do in 6 years? Right? I can't come here and be raining insult on George Weah and expect the Liberian people to listen to me.
Daniel, before we can go to the lines, let's talk about some electoral matters so far.
We've listened to, some politicians from the opposition communities speaking of some violations of the election law by the government and in fact NEC itself. Do you care to speak to that shortly before we can go to the line?
That's the point. What we're now talking about, and I think my party is, I guess, we're in the process of drafting the release.
Okay.
You see, there's a trend that we got to be very smart in observing, right? The security apparatus interference into the democratic and civic affair of the country is worrisome. First, you had the police director coming to say they would defend the government with their sweat and blood. Defend the government with their sweat and blood against who? That was followed by the chief of staff of the armed forces of Liberia. He made some threatening remarks, which went wide on the radio stations, and as usual in Liberia, it was discussed for 1 week. It was swept under the carpet. Okay. On the 11th of February, we witnessed similar thing being repeated by the Minister of Defense.
Don't cross the red line.
Don't cross the red line.
Democratic red line.
Was that
direct threat to anyone?
Nothing about democracy has a red line. You agree with me that the structure of the country, the structure of the state of the country, the structure of the Liberian state is democratic. The military is only authorized to intervene when civil authority fail. For you and I to be approaching the electoral process, and the chief of staff of the army is making statements that are deemed to be threatening. To who? To the democratic rights of the Liberian people. Okay. And then that's been reiterated by the Minister of Defense. We are concerned. The next thing we want to talk about here, this trend from the intimated intervention of the military into the civil affairs of the country is also happening concomitantly with the CDC flagrant violation of the election law pre-campaign is concerned.
Can I just sorry 1 minute you will continue. I'll give you the time. But can I ask you this question? Let's make it very clear for those listening to have a fair understanding of what we are discussing. When the chief of staff of the AFL made that comment, was he specific? Maybe to say, I'm talking to party A or I'm talking to party B, or he spoke generally.
So you see, that's the defense for the statement that they have made. To say, oh, the statement was generic. They call nobody, they call everybody name, they leave nobody out. But the question that we should also be asking ourselves, why has the police been so perpetually silent in the wake of potential electoral violence that have been perpetrated by figures within the CDC? When Jefferson Koji led group of thugs to attack Cornelio Kratopa in 2018, the police is still investigating. For 2018 up to present, it's 5 years. The police still investigating. When Tida Yuri almost died. On the orders of George Weah, you go flog that lady. And indeed, she was flogged. And almost killed. What became of the investigation today? 5 years on. These investigations have not been brought to finality. Look in the streets of Monrovia. What do you see as an independent journalist? What you see is a blatant violation of the election law by the CDC-led government to be posting the pictures of George Weah and the vice president all along public infrastructure in the wake of the yet to declare campaign open. Is this not a potential ground for chaos? If not, then you tell me. It's a potential ground for chaos. If the government that is under fiduciary responsibility to uphold law and order in this country becomes the leading faction in the violation of the laws of the country, what would you say if the opposition follow suit? What would you say?
The government has already condemned, those officers wearing T-shirts of, the political party they come from.
The issue of EPS officer wearing T-shirts is just the symptom. It is not the problem.
What do you foresee?
The problem with the problem that's affected the security of the country is that the George government has constructively dismantled all of the security apparatus, ruined their independence and neutrality. So, therefore, the officers of the EPS wearing uniform is not a problem. It's just an output. It's just a result. Of the problems that George has created for the country.
What's the way forward?
The way forward is boot Mr. Weah out of the mansion because the incompetent. His government has never failed to deliver on its campaign promises. Liberians across the 15 political subdivisions of the country have become victims of broken promises by the CDC-led government. What about the 1 million jobs that George Weah promised to create in the first quarter of the government?
One-shot deal, are you going to do that from the opposition standpoint?
Well, given how porous the political field is, it will be very... I would want to rule out a one-round victory for the government, but as a political strategist, I keep my eye on the ball, and that is to get George out of the mansion. Whether he comes first round or second round, I will go get him out. If by the will of God and by the resistance and consistent support of the Liberian people.
I like that. By the will of God.
I'm a devout Christian.
Okay.
If by the will of God we are guided to the election with no instability, as we are beginning to see from the very stage of the campaign, if
with a high level of long-standing confusion in the opposition, camp.
But you're looking for flower. You see what happened in the ruling party. You don't see what happened in the ruling party. Let me tell you something. Right? You see, the opposition of flower. Okay, it happened 1 year ago. Right?
Yeah.
Right now, just have settled the opposition. It's clear that Mr. Cummings is going to contest. It's clear that Mr. Baga is going to contest. And let me say this to you. Let me say this to you.
Yes.
Don't get me wrong. If Mr. Cummings succeeds to get to the second round, we'll vote for him.
Y'all vote for him.
If Mr. Baga gets to the second round,
that's the point I was coming to.
No, but the first thing here is that, look, I mean,
but make these things happen now before going that
side. Before you go to the lines, it is delusional. Let me get me the point, right? It is delusional. It is absolutely delusional for anybody to argue that because two main candidates from the opposition are on the ballot suggests that George Weah is going to win the election. I tell you what, in 2017, Liberty Party led the effort to convene the Ganta Declaration. That Ganta Declaration was something similar to what we had in the CPP, right? Committing to run on the same ticket. When we signed the document in Ganta, before we go even reach Morovia, conflict ensued between Liberty Party and ALP. Ronnie CSA, Bronsky, and Euro were attacking each other at the forum. They ran that story for 1 week. The next thing, George Weah, who was also part of the Ghana Declaration, pulled out, formed their own coalition. You have 7 candidates. 7 candidates from the opposition. You had Charles Bromsky, you had George Weah, Elizana Cummings, Mills Jones, Benedict Urey, Prince Johnson. Yeah, 7 candidates for the opposition. They were all on the ballot paper. Did it stop the opposition from winning 2017? No, it didn't.
So?
You know why it didn't?
History is going to repeat itself?
You know why it didn't?
Quickly.
No. You know why it didn't?
Please go ahead.
It didn't stop the opposition from winning because why? The Liberian people were resolved that they didn't want a consecutive third term of the Unity Party-led government.
So gave CDC her second term?
Well, nobody in CDC joined 2 terms susu. Right? We're not joined 2 years susu with anybody here. To get 12 years, right? You must justify it. Now, if you, the other day...
The president would dedicate more projects. We could go long,
Look, forget about George Weah. He's not going anywhere.
There are more projects in the various counties to be dedicated.
Hempom? Hempom. The other day, we
market structure.
Come on.
Feeder roads.
What feeder road? In the Asian time. You're not paving super highway. But you say dedicated feeder road. Is that how you win election? People, my friends in the CDC are deceiving themselves.
Corona struck. We had a global economic problem.
Even Ebola struck during any time. Right?
0770.
So it cannot be a justification for the underperformance of the we are government.
0770907907. You know the conversation, I like it. 0770907907. Because of time, we will allot 1 minute. 1 minute. Good evening.
Emmanuel, good evening.
Yes, sir, you're live. Go ahead. 1 minute.
And let me say good evening to Daniel Sano.
Good evening.
My name is Andrew Moses, and I'm the National Executive Chairman for the Friends of CARE. I joined the conversation from the district thing. You know, whenever Daniel Sano comes to the radio, he comes with high level of dishonesty.
There you go.
Daniel Sano said this president is not serious to fair corruption. But Daniel Sano, under this administration, the LDCC is giving a prosecutorial power today. Let me tell you, if any president who wants to fight corruption, what are the things to stay away from? The first thing President we were able to extinct himself from was the issue of nepotism. Checking the government, you won't see any valid judge working in the government. Beyond all reasonable doubt, that we are unable to corruption. For the fact that you have you have a Charles Seri at the central bank. You have other family members of Anna Seri serving other top governmental position. So she put the others who are unable to fight corruption. Our overall administration, corruption was getting a whole lot of names.
Thank you so much. We said 1 minute. We should stick to that. Good evening. Hello, you are live.
Yeah, hello.
Please go ahead.
Yeah, we really say we share. This is the God William the Proud of Maryland County, and I joined you.
1 minute to the line.
Yeah, thank you. I listened to he started the review. But let me make to understand that one of those days that politicians use up blindfolded and place us in the box of limitation as young people of this country. We are resolved. What we're looking at with the developmental agenda initiative of this president, we are resolved to make sure that we get president we are a single term. Now we talk about corruption. Let's look at corruption.
No, sorry, we will stop it right there. We have too many people calling. Good evening.
Hello.
Hello, you are live. 1 minute to the line.
Thank you very much. I'm a Levi student. I call from district number 10.
Go ahead.
Thank you to Honorable Daniel Sano. I know you are the basis. Automatically, that's true. Okay, this president is not a serious president, and we are resolved. The Liberian people are resolved to not making him a second-term president because they better have masterfully told the people.
Thank you so much. Hello, welcome.
Hello?
Yeah, good evening. I'm Paul John. I'm calling from Grand Bassa this evening.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so I listened to the student guest. Actually, he is not in error. You know, the student guest actually lamented well. This government is not serious. This government is very unserious. Almost there's circumstances that we young people under this regime, wherein our eyes are open to the level of suffering, to the level of corruption. Okay, he make a good reference. Look at the Wilson case, wherein Vanishamo was serving as chairperson, and Vanishamo was dragged to court. Come today to tell you that the unemployment rate in my friends are very happy.
Thank you so much. 1 minute. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, sir. You are live. You have 1 minute to your line.
Yeah, I'm doing good. How are you?
We're fine. Thank you. Go ahead.
I'm a political plan in a political Louisiana, in a political Louisiana. Thank you so much. You know, thank you. Let me say this. I heard someone from President I get angry in my spirit. No, this guy need to be flogged. This guy need to be whipped. No, this guy to hit the banana that we packing his suitcase for that marshal. No. This guy, president of the presidency, is a complete discouragement and a complete embarrassment to the Liberia.
Thank you so much. We will take 2 more. Good evening.
Hello?
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 Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, this is Abu Siddiqui calling from LP.
Go ahead, Abu.
Yeah, if a serious guy would sit there and say this government not doing anything, you're not doing well for the Liberian people. From the days after battling to president, compare the guy him out with President Weah is doing extremely well. You can see it's uncountable.
Okay.
The only thing the government needs to do is to just to attract foreign investors so that the skilled men can get work in Liberia. But the government is doing extremely well.
Thank you. Thank you. I will take my final call. Good evening.
Good evening.
Hello, you are the last caller. Go ahead.
Yeah. I'm Joe Mora. I'm calling from Nikita.
Go ahead, Joe.
Yeah, I want to know why the opposition are very, very silent. Very silent. They're not talking, speaking on national issues. We look at the one that was discovered at the port there. Almost 750,000 or 1 million workers gone that was discovered. There is no result. Nobody hearing about it.
Okay.
The censor result. The censor that they spend so many money on. We can hear nothing about the censor that we are supposed to be yet another stressful. Maybe out of the 3-year maker in around the country who has to go to 100 plus lawmaker from the lower house.
Thank you so much. We will stop it right there and go back to Mr. Sando. You listen to the callers. Some might say, if you say that we has done absolutely nothing, I didn't hear you say. It means that you are doing disservice to the people of Liberia. Just that you are not looking at how tangible some of those projects
So it's 2 things. It's either somebody who was listening, the caller who made a session, either he was listening, but he was not comprehending what the points that we're making. I mean, at no point in time did I sit here to say that the CDC government has done absolutely nothing. I didn't say so. But what we even have to understand, what is even laughable with this young man, he say the CDC government is doing well, except that there is no job for the people of Liberia. So, you know, he has to explain what does he mean by the CDC government is doing well when there's no job for the people. The primary concern that we come to the city with is the fact that we are talking about a government that promised to create 1 million jobs in the first quarter of its term, right? And I don't come here second guessing or trying to speculate. I have asked my friends who speak for the government. I have asked the government. We have challenged the government to put out numbers. Where are the jobs that are created? They have attracted zero investment. Zero large-scale investment have they attracted, right? So they have not been able to create jobs. That's why the economic condition in the country has worsened over time. They have not been able to create jobs. I listen to a guy talk about government, disaster because they have given prosecutorial power to the What is he talking about? What is he talking about? The LCC has always had prosecutorial power. Always had a prosecutorial except that they had to wait for 90 days before proceed to prosecute. And now we're sure now that the LCC has much talk about prosecutorial power. And you know, what can they do? Giving the agency the power to prosecute undermining corruption is 2 different things. So what we has done, yes. I don't agree with anybody. LCC never had. All we had. The LCC had prosecuted. But except that the ministry failed to do after 90 days. When that means issue. Okay. So it is no landmark achievement that you come on the and say the CDC government has given LCC prosecutorial power. The LCC always had prosecutorial power. But let's count how many cases has the LCC prosecuted on the CDC government successfully. The very CDC government has undermined the LCC, right? They have undermined all of the anti-grant institutions. So you don't know about this. Come to the radio talk. We're not talking because we're in opposition. We're talking because we mean well for our country. Okay. So I like to appreciate you for the invite. As always, it's a pleasure to be here, and I always look forward to coming back to you so that we can have more of this conversation, because I think we have to do so in order to inform our people. We need to tie George Weah government to the record they're not going to escape it. When you say you have done well, what explains well? What amounts to well? Okay. When you say you have fought corruption, you have to cite instances. Because fighting corruption in this country is not about going to get the LCC prosecutorial power. We know how George we are going. We know how George all of the anti-graft. The Liti was the first. Liti was the first. For Liti, LCC, there's never a time so sufficient for the kind of conference, right? The next time,
I'm very sure the next time we invite you, we will take you 2 hours.
The next time I want to come back, I don't just want to come here to solo drive. I want to come here to confront somebody who speak for the government, who speak for the CDC-led government.
Sounds very
Let's
good.
speak to the issue. We're going to tie the government to the record of performance. We're not going to be speaking in the thin air.
Thank you.
Tie our government to his performance. His promises. Where is the body island?
Thank you so much. Thank you, Daniel. Daniel, thank you so much for coming. He's the Vice Chair for Press and Public Affairs at Liberty Party. He joined us in studio to talk about, some political issues, a cross-section of political issues. The calls are still coming in. We are not taking calls. The news is up next. Thank you for always joining us. We come here tomorrow with another edition of Issues